Shalom, shalom. First, I want to start this lesson with calling on our power. Call, hello, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakah Kadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and shalom to the hopeful elect across the four corners of the earth. Coming back with another lesson. Basically to get on the topic of, I might call this lesson, let go of the pride, man. You Israelites gotta let go of the pride, okay? So many, and I understand that, you might not be meant to get it, you know what I'm saying? But the scriptures say to exhort, rebuke, with all long suffering. So, we always hear, to warn, be the Lord's watchman, to warn you. And this is a warning not to only our people. Well, this is a warning to those that are under the circumcision. Let go of the pride, man. Because you're deceiving our people, man. Giving them false doctrines. False doctrines and, coming against the truth. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm not being a mimicking bird. Because the elders, they have given us, the true correct doctrine. And as the elder Tahar always say, GMS have the 100% truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily camp banging at all. It's understanding who has the spirit of the truth and who doesn't. And that's really all that matters. And the elders do have the truth. Okay? So no matter how you get to it, you're supposed to express the truth, because that's what the Lord is dealing with. Okay, he found him so to do so. Okay, the Lord wants those to worship Him in spirit and in truth. No lies to be told. Okay, thou shalt not lie, especially in His word. Okay, so I say all that to say let go of the pride, man. You know what I'm saying? The hats, okay? The hats, while prophesying, it's off. It can be proven through the scriptures. There's no such thing as hell, clearly. When all the scriptures say that all spirits go to the same place. The mark, it's not sin, because everybody have sinned. And this is just recent topics that the elders have broke down to us to say that this is not true. This is true. You know what I'm saying? Because, the thing is, like I said, I'm not a mockingbird. I'm saying the scriptures say prove all things. So we're not just, the elders say this, so we just believe it and follow. No, I'm going to get the 1 Thessalonians. Okay? Because the scriptures say prove all things. And they prove all things to show us that you guys really aren't right. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit, you're not supposed to be taking away from the word, adding to the word, you know what I'm saying, for any reason. And if you don't understand it, that comes with reproof. And all reproof is not necessarily a hateful thing. It's hateful when you're prideful, as the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to accept rebuke patiently. So I say all that to say, trying to get into the scriptures, man, because that's a lot of pride going on in Israel, man, and you guys got to let go of it, because my spirit, it just wants to warn you, at the end of the day. The scriptures, 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Okay, and that's what the elders are doing. They're proving all things. They're not just telling us to just go with the flow. Give me a second. Saying that Jacob's trouble is gay. You know what I'm saying? Taking that back and then saying that you didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? Pride. You know what I'm saying? because Jake gotta pay. Yahweh Shah wants them to pay. You know? Or as they would say, JC, or Christ, as they would say. Which is not his name, which is proven. So you gotta let go of the pride, man. You gotta pray that script. You gotta pray that demon off, man. Let me get this. Okay, because it's a spirit. Okay? I'm gonna get Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 13, or 12. Let's start at 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from Yahweh and his heart is turned away from his maker. Okay? So, you know, when you start to feel boastful, you know, prideful, feeling like, you know, can't nothing happen, you know, being unhumble, you know, pride. That's when your heart depart from the Lord. Okay? And that's what's going on a lot in Israel. Can't admit when you're wrong. You know, can't be wrong. Thinking that you all top dog. No one's beside you. You know what I'm saying? The whole everything is about you. Not a humility in your bone. Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that have it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. Okay? So, you know, especially you guys that are under the circumcision, you know what I'm saying? With, you know, anyone, you know, pride, you can hold on, give me a second. Hold on, give me a second. Let me read that one more time. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that have it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. Okay? So I said, let me go. So yeah, man, it's the beginning of sin. Is when you start to depart, when you feel as if, you know, you are, you know, the truth. You know, Esau, you know, just like Esau, he feels that, you know, there's nothing in the world that can stop him or make him, you know, lowly, but we're only flesh and bones. Our lives are nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the Lord and his son. You know? We're going to get our glory one day, but it's not on this side, though. You know what I'm saying? Or not at this time yet. You know? So you gotta be humble, especially to these great men. Okay, as it says in 1 Peter 5 and 5. You know, and that's what they're doing. It's the beginning of sin. I heard that I've heard the elders say that Nate was good at breaking down scriptures, but I assume that a pride demon had hopped on him, and ever since then, you know, he's been breaking down the scriptures wrong. You know, treating the Passover like it's about him. He walking through it like he's in the kingdom or something. You know, can't be wrong for nothing. And that's getting on you other look like Sakari, and he like I said, I've been on the fence about him, but now he's coming out, and you see a pride demon on him too, over a hat. Now he's trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? Throwing, you know, little slick jabs, like you know what I'm saying, about GMS, but you know that's who you got the name from, or the truth from. So I mean, you're naming all these camps that you're gonna deal with, but you ain't named GMS. Like, come on, man. It's a pride demon, man. You know. And it's the beginning of sin. It's when you start to feel like, that's when you really start to depart from this truth. It said depart from the Lord. And when you depart from this truth, that's what you're doing. You start to depart from this truth, man. Feeling like, like, oh, I got enough knowledge. As it says, knowledge puffeth up. and you start to feel like, you got enough, so now forget them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell them stuff, but it says, you gotta be clothed with humility before the elders, man, always. 1 Peter 5:5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for Yahweh resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble. He gives grace to the humble, but he resists the proud. And that's what happened. As it says, he overthrew you with strange calamities, man. He starts to resist you, and when these guys start to bug out, they just look worse and worse, man. They wax worse and worse. But it tells you to be subject yourselves, man. Submit yourselves. Be all ears. Be in all humble and meekness before the elders. It says, yeah, all of you. No, not feeling like, or you this scribe, or you this, this super big, deep man of the Lord. They're the elders, And as long as they're on the earth, they're going to continue to be the elders. And you got to be staying in humbleness and meekness before them. Always and forever, okay? So let me go to, I'm going to get verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. The Lord can make you better, man. He can give you more understanding, more wisdom, in due time when it's of his will, But you got to be humble, man. And now, like I said, it's a lot of what's going on in Israel. Pride, since they were innate, you know what I'm saying, in them, since One West and the Cornelius thing, always been too prideful, man. But it's even worse now because, they continue to been right, you know what I'm saying? They got the 100% truth. And then, like I got the first scripture, they prove all things, man. So it's not about being a mockingbird or anything, When you prove all things for it to be true, that's what we know we got to do, okay? John 4:22. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. The Lord wants those that worship him in spirit and in truth, the true doctrine. Okay, and like I proved all things today. You got to be humble before the elders, man. Okay, let me get Sirach 32, Ecclesiasticus 32. And if the shoe fits, wear it. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 32:7. Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art asked twice. Okay? So be a few words, you younger men, And before the elders, I was about to say, you should be very short speaking, okay? Or ninth verse, Salakia. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much and few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. And that's like, Wi-Fi. Very young but you all you guys, man, you just got to be humble. And be very humble before the Lord's men. Verse 9. If thou be among great men, this is the point too. Make not thyself equal with them, and when ancient men are in place, use not many words. Okay? And so it's told to us to be a few words, and again, to be, as it said, submit yourselves to the elder. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in a submissive state, you ain't got too much to say. When you talking all loud and wanting yourself to be heard, that's when you're being prideful. Like you got it. You know what I'm saying? And again, as it said, be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. So it's not telling you to be an idiot, you know. It's telling you to know, to just be humble, man. You know what I'm saying? Humble as most possible. As it said, the Lord giveth grace to the humble. Grace, that which affords joy, pleasure, delight, sweetness, charm, lovingness, grace of speech, goodwill, loving kindness, favor. So the Lord will deal with you, man. He will accept you. He will love you. He will take you in for being humble. It's so important to be humble. It says acceptable. You know, thankworthy, favor, accept you. You know, isn't that so great to know that you can be accepted by the Lord? Who are we, man, to be accepted by the Lord? And all you have to do, as the scriptures say, to be humble. Just be humble, man. I mean, it's not hard, man. It says, if thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And that's what's going on right now. You're making yourselves equal with men that has the 100% truth, okay? That have proved all things at that, yet are still elders. They're elders, you know? They've been in this thing for 20-something years, man. Enduring. You guys haven't. And well, I'm not gonna say you haven't, but you've been going off. So as far as we know it, you're not. You don't have it really. Then, to be honest, you don't have it right. And the scriptures say to rebuke, exhort, you know, with all long suffering. And it also says to rebuke not an elder unless he has like 2 or 3 witnesses. So again, if you going off continually, then you know it has to be told. And that's what you guys have. Which Nate specifically, I believe, is a bishop. Okay, so and after this, I'm gonna just expound, you know what I'm saying, a little bit, possibly. Okay, because this is what the elders have done for us, okay? Matter of fact, no, let me get this. Because this is kind of under the way that I just made another video about the doctrine matters, you know. 1 Timothy 5:17, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. So those who have, you know, they've studied, man, they went to the libraries, the Hebrew, they've done all this thing, man. They really dug deep into the scriptures. So you should be humble before them when they're trying, and then they prove all things in the scriptures at that. Digging deep into the history, even that's not technically the scriptures. To know, you know, all those deep breakdowns, the history, they've done that. And it's truth. You could look it up. Everything they be telling you, you can look it up. You know? And it's not to say they have They know how many raindrops fall out of the sky. That's not 100% true, but according to these scriptures, they do. And I go behind and look at all the time, you know. And I'm a follow Lord's will. I join the camp of men of valor, you know. But I do when I can, you know. That's what you guys got to do. You got to be humble, man. Again, he resisted the proud. So I'm not going to, rock this out, man. Pride was not made for men. I don't know if I got that. Ecclesiasticus 8:10 and 18. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. Okay, so pride is not made. It wasn't made for men. Why is earth and ashes proud? You are only earth and ashes, bro. That you cannot think of yourself to be so great and high to where you're not even double checking on the things that you're saying. To where you just believe so much in yourself that you can't be wrong. You can't listen to nobody. You can't really ever get to that point because we're not saved yet. You can never look. You can't think like that. Especially you guys that are clearly been wrong, proving that it's wrong, man. And of course, we're gonna always bring it up and always continue to say the same thing because it's gonna be a broken clock. If everybody's sinned, that means there's no saving to be done. Okay? But Yahushua specifically said, those that keep the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon, roughly paraphrasing. That is speaking about Jacob's trouble, and the Lord is going to come back with clouds, man. Okay? Look up, for your salvation draweth near. We're going to be beamed up in the chariots, the Lord's will. Christians got the scriptures better than you do. Because at least they know that you're going to have to be saved some way, somehow. But you're saying no one's going to be saved by saying that the mark of the beast is sin. So, it's just, you guys go off so much. So much. And again, like, it's not about being nobody's being a mockingbird or being a repeater, just going off of what someone heard. No, I'm going off of what I truly do know and see. So again, at the end of the day, pride was not made for men. Okay, it wasn't. You gotta be humble in this thing. Okay, all jokes aside, if pray. You know what I'm saying? Pray for it. Or really, as I say, examine thyself to rather see that you are in the faith and make sure you're not a reprobate. That can help. Examine yourselves that you be in the faith, so like, okay, I am kind of being prideful, or I do think I know it all. Or pray to the Lord for understanding that He guides your path to show you. In the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, if you prideful or not. Or go to the scriptures yourself. Half the time, like, again, that's why I keep saying prove all things, because when you do go to what the elders are saying, you can see it truly that, like, oh, that is right. That does mean this. That is the case. But when you're not even humble enough to go behind your work, as it says, to study to show thyself approved, you got to go back and look at it, and when you do look at it, you do say, oh, that's right. Okay? So all just aside, you got to be humble, okay? Because Yahweh Shah is coming back soon, man. He said, I come quickly. When he comes back, and ultimately the elect, or the elect period, Lord's will, we do be of that number. But, this is a warning to anyone. If you in that other camp and you feel like that ain't right, man, hey, truth be told, you should get out of there, man. Or try to get on the Great Millstone Doctrine following them 100% to the best of your ability. Yeah. ASAP. Make no tarrying. And the 100% truth. Let no man take your crown. Always follow the Lord and strive for the truth until death, and the Lord will fight for thee. Okay? Okay? But to know that you got a pride demon on you, pray to the Lord that he guides you and show you. And 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not yourselves how that Yahushua HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. You gotta examine yourself, okay? You gotta truly look into yourself, because you know yourself. You gotta look inside you, okay? Know ye not yourselves. You know yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta examine yourself and see, am I really not, obeying the man that the Lord has sent? That's showing me, man, that, everything they're saying, they're coming behind proof and backup. And you don't want to be a reprobate, man, because you basically just don't even fear the Lord. You're worshiping, as it says, some worship him, and some are preaching Yahushua in vain and strife. You don't really fear him. If you not, as the scripture says, from let me get, see, because what I'm doing technically is love. Not putting myself. I'm not on a level or nothing. I'm just saying, you gotta do this out of love, okay? Love working no ill will towards his neighbor. You are just coming against the truth. Let me get it. And that's what you guys are doing, man. You're coming against this truth. Let me get it. I think it's John. 1 John 4:20. Okay, this is what it's like when you coming against this truth and not going behind your steps and seeing what the elders are telling you through the truth, man. You're being unhumble. Again, okay. 1 John 4:20. If a man say, I love Yahweh, and hate of his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he have not seen? So you being prideful, thinking that nobody can tell you nothing, you have no hope of being of the 1/3. Okay? Not even the 1/3. Because you gotta be able to hear out the other governing body. There's 144,000 men. That's a lot of people. You gotta still be able to hear them out. So if you can't hear them, you probably not even of the 1/3, and that's a blessing, by the way. Yeah. So you being so prideful, you a liar. Again, you're a reprobate because you don't really fear the Lord, and you teaching Yahushua in vain and strife. Okay, like the brother stay in the spirit 144. I think he just made a lesson today about how Yahushua, he had 12 disciples and he put the nation, behind him. You know what I'm saying? He died for our people. Okay? He wasn't prideful. None of those great men were. And that's what you guys are doing. You're teaching, because the second you just can't admit to this truth, you're doing it deceitfully, man. And cursed is he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully. You're not really doing it because you want this word to be pushed out for Jacob's trouble to come and for Yahushua's name to be praised. Because that's really what it is for. Yahushua to come back and his name to be praised, for his kingdom to be exalted. That's, and for us to wake up our people too. It's a labor of love. Each one teach one. I got a whole bunch of precepts on me now. Sirach 10:7. Pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doeth one commit iniquity. It's hateful. The fact that you can't admit when these men okay? And I'm speaking about IUIC, okay? General Yohana, okay? You know, and not necessarily, you know, they go off, but I'm talking about you specifically, guys that are low-key throwing shots. They can't really come under the tutelage or respect of the elders of Great Millstone. So Sakari, Gorilla Hebrew, okay, mainly those two right now. You guys that are coming against the elders, any guy, I don't care who you are, anyone, okay. You committing iniquity, man. Because you're being prideful. You learn from GMS, Gorilla. So, I mean, if they're your elders, I mean, you're committing the pure iniquity. You're pouring out abomination. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're coming against something that's literally true. And they can literally show you in Corinthians that is off to wear a hat while you're prophesying. But you literally have gotten so prideful and gotten so much clout, if you will, at this point, to where you feel like you can come against that. That's iniquity. You know, I believe I was going to get the word reprobate. Okay, because that's what these guys are basically doing, being reprobates. Because you can't teach the word of the Lord without sincerity, or you're a reprobate. Not standing the test, not approved. Okay, a castaway, unapproved, rejected, by implication, rejected, reprobate. You really aren't teaching the word of the Lord in truth. You know what I'm saying? So you're being not approved, a castaway. You know, you really don't fear the Lord. Basically, you rejected of the Lord, and you messed yourself up. Really. Now, yeah, He rejected you, but if you don't repent, you messing up your own self, man. You know. Because you're not worshiping the Lord in spirit and in truth. Again, you got to worship Him in spirit and in truth. You cannot be worshiping the Lord how you want to, how you think it should be done. Again, pride was not made for men. And by one, you're committing iniquity and you're pouring out abomination. Again, the scriptures say, take not away from the word, add not. Now, there's things we simply just can't do. Okay? That I ain't coming in an over righteous spirit to where everything, you see you got. Sometimes it's better to keep things to yourself. I wouldn't even say that. I won't even say that. Sometimes it's better to, the elders would say sometimes some things you just can't do. Sometimes we are in the flesh. I will say we are in the flesh. And there's some things you just can't do. But then again, there are some things that you can do. And sometimes you just doing wickedly and being proudful, But you're supposed to be teaching this truth, especially in 100% truth, Okay, let me get, give me a second. Give me a second. Dang it. Dang, oh, come on. Because when you're not teaching this truth, man, it's literally the truth. When you're lying on the truth, being a false prophet, you're not, you're teaching it in envy and strife. Philippians 1:15, some indeed preach Hamashiach, even of strife, envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. Okay? You seeking the perks that the Lord, teaching the word of the Lord comes to you. Foolish women, because you get to get women, or because you get money, or you get praise. You're teaching this word in envy and in strife, because it's the same things. You're trying to do those things to keep up on a worldly level. So that little bit that you're lying, we see through you, man. We see through you. We see through you. You're teaching the word of the Lord in envy and in strife. You're not doing it because you really fear the Lord. Neither love him. You doing it for your own goodwill, for your own self. And that's madness. And the Lord gonna deal with you. So again, humble yourselves, and the Lord will exalt you in due time. The Lord will accept you when you humble, man. Boy, I tell you. Let me go back to that, man. First Peter's 1 and 5. Well, First Peter's 5 and 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. Okay? In the hand of the Lord, he it do say the Lord left us in his counsel. Okay? And that's talking about, these scriptures. But, these men have taught us the truth. Okay? Which is the counsel. He taught, as I say, they watch over your souls, man. They watching over us. They rule over us. They telling us, okay, this is how you do this. This is what you do. This, boom. You can go back behind yourself and look, and then you can just eventually, as I say, just give double honors to them. Let me get that first, because that's really what it comes down to. 1 Timothy 5 and 17, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. Okay, they rule well. They are counted worthy. They're counted worthy. You can look at this true rather, Esau don't like it. Okay, we've seen such spiritual things happen. Okay, and I'm not rambling, this is the truth. We've seen such things as them being persecuted. Okay, now it wasn't the end yet. But we've seen these things happen. You know what I'm saying? We've seen, men bringing in the council. Elder Ricard just was speaking about that in his last video. Men bringing in the council, scourging them, saying all type of evil to them, about, them just telling the truth, okay, about the Cornelius, I believe, okay, they counted worthy. That's in all these, like I said, again, the Spirit has to be dealing with you, and you have to be the elect to even humble yourself to see it, or to see it through the Spirit. Okay, I was going to get the word humble. I got another precept after this. To make low, to bring low. Okay, putting a base. Okay, Yahushua literally said it. He that exalted himself shall be abased. He that abases himself shall be exalted. So bring yourself low. Before great men, make yourself lower than them. Okay, You know, be wise as a serpent, of course, but you know, be low. Bring yourself low. As it said, be as though that had. Be as one that knoweth and answer. You know, be one that knoweth and don't answer. Hold of his tongue, roughly paraphrasing. You have to be humble. You have to be low. You have to be meek. You have to be like on a low level, but you're really on a high level. You know, it's you know, humble, being humility, having humility. Okay. The world. Ecclesiasticus 15. Let me start at verse 1. He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her. And as a mother shall she meet him, and receive him as a wife married of a virgin. Okay, with the bread of understanding shall she feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink. Okay, so fearing the Lord, having these laws, having these commandments. Okay, and then receiving understanding. Okay, the beginning of fear. The beginning, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So let me go down to verse 7. Okay, wisdom, understanding, the fear of the Lord. Okay, but basically mostly understanding right now. Verse 7, but foolish men shall not attain unto her, and sinners shall not see her. So you have to be on of fearing the Lord, okay? That's again not taking from the word or adding to the word, you know. Well, we know not to be over righteous, but something as simple as wearing a hat, you know, you gotta know like you can do that. You cannot wear a hat for 2 hours out of 1 week, yo. That's insanity. That's doing wickedly. Verse 8, for she is far from pride, and men that are liars cannot remember her. So this wisdom is far from being prideful, man. You know, the fear of the Lord, wisdom, understanding, all that, it's far from pride. You got to be humble. You have to be humble. Yahweh Shah, okay? He Scripture said he was lowly and meek. Moses, the one that's basically right beside Yahweh Shah, okay? Being, it said he was the most meekest man on the earth at the time. Your wisdom is, understanding is far from being prideful, thinking that you are on the level to where no one can tell you anything, to where you just, you can, again, men that are liars, you know, you got to read these scriptures and know like, oh man, you get cut. It's a double-edged sword. We get cut all the time reading. And you have to just be humble and just, kind of just swallow your spit, if you will, and just say, okay, that's true. You know, you can't, I think, that's this world. That's your interpretation. Well, I believe, well, I think this, or, well, I don't want to do it, or no, man. Because if Jake was humble, they would repent. So you guys that are prideful and thinking that your word means so much, you are far from fearing the Lord. When you cannot listen to what they're telling you clearly and plain as day, yo. Well, I tell you. So again, humble yourselves, man. Humble yourselves. Nah, so I ain't gonna rock this out, man. Humble yourselves. If you see this, I don't care who you is, Lord's will you see this. Humble yourself to the Lord and to the truth. Okay? Because this ain't, you guys can say it's not the praise of men. We honor our, scriptures do say honor all men. So we are honoring each other. But, you got to fear the Lord, man. You got to fear the Lord. And if you fear the Lord, you're going to tell the truth. And the truth is, You know, the truth is, you know, the truth, 100% truth that the elders have, and they're giving to you. But when you thinking that you so great that it's just about what you say, and you're not proving that, it's like you basically slow. To be honest, because you know if you're not proving it, but you got men that are proving it, you actually are being a Sodom children. You're being stupid, because you know, sometimes it's not that hard to get, but it's that pride. It's when your heart departed from your Maker, when your heart depart from the Lord, it's the beginning of sin. Really, when you start to think of yourself highly, to where you just don't care about what the Lord got to say, or what His men got to say, or His prophets. So you say, "This is what I want to do, how I want to do it, and I'm gonna do it," instead of fearing the Lord and the men that He has. Okay. And we're supposed to love one another. That's the commandments. So when you love someone, you're gonna honor them and give them reverence, of course. That comes with it, and you should want to do that. Okay. So that's the point I want to make. Okay, that's really the point I want to make. You know, that's the point I want to make, man. Be humble to the men of the Lord. Okay, that are giving you this 100% truth. Okay, especially the elders, cause they got it. They got it, man. As I said, they labor. They've been laboring in this, man, for a long time, and they're still laboring, and just teaching us what they labored in there. You know, so for you to reject the truth is insane. And it shows you that you got pride, and you're being hateful before men, and you're literally what they were in the ancient world. You're just denying the truth, you know. And also you are you're pouring out abomination, and you're committing iniquity. Okay. Men that are liars cannot attain her or remember her. So with that, Lord's willing, this is edifying. I want to end this lesson off with calling our power. Call halal, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham, Rakakadash, Shalom.